Ladies and gentlemen, Kenos here, back with game number two. That song was a little bit different than our normal intros. That was I Can't Stop Falling in Love with You by our own Gregosaurus Rex. So keep an eye out for that coming to music players near you and hopefully see a little bit more out of him. Still here with Jeff and Arcane Soda, but we are probably going to head right into Champ Select. How you guys hanging in there after that first game?
Yeah, go ahead, Soda. Go ahead.
It is a game. Northern Storm's really got to step up their game if they want to compete with Blitzkrieg at their current level.
Yeah, it was pretty one-sided, to be honest. Let's call it like it is. That Northern Storm's gonna have to change something or just play about 60% better.
Well, we are into the Champ Select, so we'll head over to the analyst desk. Champ Select is rocking and rolling. Analyst desk, take it away once I have the correct overlay.
Not a problem.
Hello, everyone. I was really digging that vibe coming out from Greg. Thank you very much. We got such a talented community. Y'all are so talented and look so good. I'm proud of you. So we do see Pickman start on these squads. We're looking at Northern Storm to try and bring the Storm front with a high pressure front. We see lots of bands coming across. They don't want the Misfortune or the Corky. The almost now required ban of Darius for J-Dog. Seraphine banned as well for the to keep out of the hands of Peach, Token, or Slack, as well as Anivia and Olaf. We see them run it back with the Orn pick. We've already talked about big beefy boys playing at a slow, playing on 0.5 speed. Infinite, what other picks do you think Northern Storm can make to enable this?
I don't really know. I don't prefer the meta doesn't really, in my opinion, agree with the slow down kind of comp. It still can work, especially if you pick things at scale. You know, things like Cho'Gath, and we didn't like it last game, but Senna is a good pick into a team comp that's trying to just really slow down the game. But I don't know that I would have first picked the Ornn. I think it's worth noting that we also still have Viego up, so I'm wondering if we'll see that come through.
Well, we are on the last pick for Blitzkrieg. On my screen, we saw the Ezreal and the Hecarim come across, so some big changes in comp there. Support and mid potentially still both open for Northern Storm. We see the Lilia pick come across. I believe that we also saw some good play from Pistol on the Lilia this split as well. So very exciting. I'm excited for the Centaur throwdown in this amazing league finale. Swain does make the comeback in Infinite. You had already called out that needs to be a ban priority. I don't think they're listening to you, my dude. Their pick ban strategy is very different than what you see. Still muted.
Oh, my bad. I said I'm pretty used to that. It usually takes teams 2 or 3 weeks of losing to something before they finally listen to us. But maybe they just don't think that the support is where they want to put the bans, which I can understand. I just think that Smokey the Bear has been doing exceptionally well on Swain. So I think that maybe that's a miscall. But
perhaps. We do see some threat generated by Peach's Yumi, as it is banned, as well as the Malzahar for Slack. Yasuo and Diana banned targeted bans toward Brandanasaur. He showed exceptional carry potential on both of these champions. As we do see the next Blitzkrieg pick to be next on the board, what are we going to see? I believe that this is going to be the support pick to allow for the most Jax pick. Jax coming out, so that very well could put Swain in the mid lane, or not. Where do we think this is going?
That's Swain support. I would pretty much bet the bank on that.
So,
but what do they have left is mid, right? Saving it for Brandanasaur. This totally makes sense considering they banned him out. He wants last pick.
Well, we do see the come across for Northern Storm. And Northern Storm will finish out with picking the Vigar mid. So still a scaling comp coming from Northern Storm, but they definitely can prolong these team fights a lot more with the Lulu pick, and Ezreal has a lot of self-peel in his kit, so that might be a very successful draft for them. I still think it lacks damage until very late in the game. You go ahead. What's your thoughts? Oh, Spicy Zed pick.
That's spicy, yeah. Oh baby, Brandana Zed, let's go.
So go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like Northern Storm's draft. To me, it feels this might. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, but this feels weaker than what they drafted last game. Lulu's a great pick, but Ezreal takes a while to get turned online, whereas Hecarim wants to be super aggressive early. Vigar scales for late, Ornn scales for late. So I guess the Lulu Hecarim combo is kind of probably what they're hoping to use a lot. But
I think there's also some important things to pull out. Is one of the things that they excelled in last game were getting picks from behind. That was the only opportunities that they had at multiple windows in the late game. Even the kill that where Pistol got killed in the top lane jungle. I think that's not going to happen with the comp that you're playing into right now, unless he gets caught in the the baby gate that is the Vigar CC. I don't really foresee much pick potential, so you're really looking at front-to-back team fighting again with even less range. So I do agree. I don't like the Northern Storm comp as well. But that being said, it's much harder to dive, and there aren't as many valid, aren't as slow a targets for kills. So tell me about this Blitzkrieg draft, Chaosix.
Well, just real quick before we go on to that, I just want to say I'm on the other side of you guys. I actually like Northern Storm's draft. It feels like they just added more damage to last draft, and it's a little bit safer. So I kind of favor them, actually, in this matchup, especially since Lulu can, with the ult, as long as Zed doesn't get ahead, she can kind of negate whoever Zed is targeting, and then Zed is, left stranded, minus the shadows, I guess. Unless, Blitzkrieg gets like a big sleep or something. The Lilia is really going to be the crux here. Swing can get a pick, whatever. Jax can jump on people if he gets close, but really you're going to be looking for Lilia bowling balls. If Pistol Crab can play as well on Lilia as he did on Viego, this I like Blitzkrieg. But as the game goes on, I actually favor Northern Storm here.
I understand your analysis. I think that if we look at this Blitzkrieg comp, it is also indicative of a lot of overconfidence. I think that this is a win early or don't win kind of comp. So I agree with as the game goes on that things look better for Northern Storm. But at that same pace, I don't think that Blitzkrieg have really shown that they care about disrespecting teams in pick ban. They believe in their carry potential, and I'm excited to see if that goes through. So, folks, we're going into this game 2 for a legendary Split 7 finale. Sorry, chat. Saw a big chat. I got sidetracked, y'all. Let's make sure that we are all emotionally ready. I am geared up, ready to see some intense team fighting from both these squads. I want to know exactly who wears it better in our pick in the skin showdown that we're getting ready to go through. Folks, as always, make sure that you are throwing out those Twitch Prime subs. They keep the lights on, and we greatly appreciate them. Last few seconds of this, I want to apologize personally to Slack. I had given credit for art that he had done to Token during the podcast, and that was wrong. So please, please, please forgive me. And I'm gonna pass it back over to our casters. Casters, keep up the momentum.
And we will. Thank you, Sig. As we go into the game, skins on both sides now. What do you guys think?
Well,
For the moment we got to see it.
Yes.
There was no Lilia skin, so there's still a lack of one skin on the side.
plus we have 2 arcade skins on the side of Northern Storm.
All right, so give it to
So we
Northern
got
Storm.
some synergy there. Space Groove Lulu kind of goes with the theme. I'll give it to Northern Storm here.
I'll be quite interested to see if we're starting to have skin curses, actually, considering that they won the skins last time and lost it. But we'll see what happens. Once again, everyone playing it safe.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if Blitzkrieg goes up 2-0 if they are a little more bold in game 3.
Well, we saw how well that worked out for 9 lives last
Yeah,
split. So
that is true. Yep.
the lesson
it's
may
something-
be.
Yeah, I really think in best of 5s, like especially when it's it's an amateur scene, it's not, these aren't like people who have a ton of experience in competitive environments, at least for League of Legends. Game 3 is always pivotal no matter how the first 2 games went, I feel like, in a series. Just the momentum swing that it provides. But
Yeah,
right now we're in game 2, so
I have to say, I
Maybe
quite
get-
like the Jack skin that J-Dog's got. It's not one you see very often. Typically, you're always with the God Hand Jaxes. So some variety
cool
on
one.
variety on champs is always nice.
yeah, I don't think I've seen that one very often. I like it. Really excited to see this Zed in the mid lane.
I like the classic Mighty Jacks. See it a lot as well, but definitely nice to get some variety up here.
Mighty
Yeah.
Jax is the hockey one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, speaking of variety, the Zed and the Vigar, we haven't really seen Vigar at all, or at least not very much, and Zed at 0. So it's quite the interesting pickup.
I appreciate it. I've always wanted to see more assassins in LCUS.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you want the Lee Sins, so
That's true. I did get one this split at least, so that was nice. Shout out to Alonzi Tardis and Phoenix.
Bidet getting pushed under turret a little bit here. Some aggression from J-Dog early, but a little less durable this time around.
I wondered for an early trade.
See what sort of ganks he gets from the Hecarim, if any. But Jester was pretty mobile last game.
That was pretty unfortunate for Bidet. All those melee minions got to the turret in kind of inconvenient health ranges, and he wasn't able to pick up any of them. So, losing out on the CS battle pretty hard early on.
he's down so much CS here. It's very troublesome for him. He's got that ability to trade harder with J-Dog now that J-Dog's on a little bit squishier champ, but that Counter-Strike really making half of Bidet's trading potential useless is definitely being exploited there.
Yeah, big thing about Jax is learning how to Counter-Strike effectively. But we'll see. I mean, he's been taken very low already here.
And both junglers are topside. We saw an early encounter between these top jungle duos last game. It looks like we're going to see it again because Jester is running up. They do see him coming, though, so Pistol Crab will not extend the engagement.
Yeah, Lilia also a very squishy target there, so if they do want to engage on this with Jester in the area, it could go very, very poorly for Blitzkrieg here. They're going to opt not to, and both junglers are going to kind of wander back on their way.
Good trade from Brandana in the mid lane.
All that sneakiness that is known for so well. Shout out to the gifted subs in chat. We appreciate it. It's always exciting to see.
Got that hype train rolling for finals here. Game 2 off to a less bloodthirsty start than Game 1, but we like to see a little bit of adjustments coming through, some reservations coming through, not throwing early potential leads and the like.
I like that Princess Peach opted into the exhaust here in this game as well. I wonder if that was purely in response to seeing the Zed come out. Nice pull from Smokey's Bear down bottom. Oh, the Void Seeker from Tilted Pig didn't land. Don't think it would have been a kill, but it might have scared them into using a summoner spell.
Inferno will be our first Drake of the game. See if anyone decides to go for it or not.
Jester OG in the bot lane, they should know that he's there because they just saw themselves lose vision. So they know someone had to be there to put down a ward, and by process of elimination, it would have had to have been the Hecarim.
Just sitting there, though. Not sure who he thinks he's fooling by not killing that ward.
Yeah, well, now that it's been deactivated, they don't really know if he's still there. Maybe he recalled. I think they're going to start up the Drake. So it's Blitzkrieg trying to take the initiative early on again. They are doing it in vision. Slackosaurus E is down. Ooh. There's that early. No! No, he doesn't. I got tricked about 3 times there. Brandano with the Ignite. I believe it might have been the last tick. Gets that solo kill that I'm sure he was coveting early on in this matchup. Infernal Drake goes down as well, so Blitzkrieg off to a good start again.
Yeah, and Jeff and I talked about it a little bit while the stream was on the desk, but if Slackosaurus isn't able to land those Event Horizons on Brandano when he ults in, it's going to be very, very difficult for Slackosaurus to deal with this Zed here in the mid lane.
Yep, it's the classic conundrum of fighting a Zed. Because, you know, he can jump in and make himself a target, but you gotta take advantage of it when he does.
And Slackosaurus only missed that Event Horizon by like pixels, so that lands under tower. That's a free 1-for-0 trade the other way. So very unfortunate there.
Yeah, it was really close from Slack putting that down right, but not quite. And then the last tick of the Ignite got him down. Interesting, Tilted Pig used heal, I think, a little unnecessarily down in the bot lane a second ago. There was a trade that didn't go well for them, but they were out. They were safe under tower, and then he used it afterwards, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt them in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of being haunted, if Brandana manages to get a couple more plays like that, this Zed is probably going to eat everyone alive. So we'll have to see how well they can take advantage of that, maybe get a little more help in this mid lane. But I mean, Zed is so slippery.
Yeah, the hope for Northern Storm, though, is, I mean, it's going to be rough for Slack right now. You see, in addition to the kill and the flash cooldown. Actually, we've got a fight going on in the top side, though. Bidet will not actually follow up on the Call of the Forge God. But in the mid lane, Soda and I were talking about, you know, Zed's damage falls off, but, you know, Soda, in my opinion, Northern Storm also has a lot of tools for dealing with him later in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just so many gifted subs in the chat. Thank you all so much.
Love to see it.
And got a 1k gold lead here for Blitzkrieg, living up to their name once again. Next dragon won't be up for 2.5 minutes. So we'll see where the junglers decide to go. It looks as though junglers are being kind of passive. Jester does have ult now. So those big scary Hecarim ults that we've all learned to fear.
And second Drake is Ocean, which means that we will have either a Mountain or a Cloud Soul.
Well, depending how strong this Zed gets, Mountain would be very helpful for Northern
good
Storm.
point. They're looking for Princess Peach early on. All the summoners are available, as well as the Wild Growth. But, oh, just at the last moment, the flash comes out. Tilted Pig, taken extremely low. Maybe a flash Q from Token? No, too far. Good escape from Northern Storm. I think the ult in from Tilted Pig was a little reckless. Token has to flash, though, speaking of being a little reckless.
Yeah, that was a great flash from Peach. Boy, Slack, if only you were playing a certain other mid laner. Might have been able to pick up that kill. There's your first Karthus joke of the split anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a while. I missed it. Yeah, Brandana,
is that
though, right
really
now.
The first one of the split?
I don't remember one.
Oof. We need the stats team on this right now.
Oh, that's going to be a double sleep. That's a great play from Tilted Pig. They know that Peach has no ult, no flash. They get Token right away. Wow, what patience from Blitzkrieg to stay down there in that brush, and then they pounce.
Yeah, that was incredibly well executed. And now Slack is once again having some execution problems as well. Oh, but does land right on the stun.
Oh, but again, Brandana, just too far ahead.
There.
The Ignite ticks away just enough once again.
I like what Jester's doing right now, just trying to accrue some sort of cross-map advantage, even though it's just taking away camps. That's all he can really do at this point. That time Slag did nail the event horizon, but I think Brandana, had to expend the flash to get that one, so obviously a little bit more difficult. Pistol Crab could be in a little bit of trouble here. He has no support anywhere nearby, but he is a speedy deer.
Yeah, just so speedy. It's funny how they're both just stealing each other's camps, so the advantage isn't actually anywhere. I'd like to actually see Jester come in here on the top lane if J-Dog pushes any further.
Yeah,
Very interesting choice by Pistol Crab there to opt into running back in to pick up as many Krugs as they could, just so they could flash away.
Oh, I think Bidet just missed on the reactivation of Call of the Forge God. J-Dog will pick up a kill. He may be able to 1v2, could be close. It's going so low. Oh, the range minions. No, not enough. Jester able to limp away, but oh man, that feels bad because that would have been a dead Jax for sure.
Got away with 9 HP.
Ezreal ultimate? Nope, not gonna catch. And now Slack. Oh, Slack is right next to Brandana. Has to flash away.
I mean, this
And
is
it'll be-
looking very rough once again for Northern Storm here.
Yeah, absolutely. That was it's a good call by Soda. I mean, that was the correct play for Jester to go on up there. They should have caught out J-Dog, but just a misplay in a crucial moment.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see if that ultimate had landed, or if he'd waited on the ultimate a second or two. It wasn't like the Jax was going anywhere. J-Dog didn't have any reason to think that something bad was going to happen, but sometimes when anyone you're fighting spontaneously ults... Oh, speaking of spontaneously
Okay, the Bear's in trouble, though. Stopwatch? Nope, not overpowered that time.
Mistimes the Q there, but auto's enough to finish him off anyways.
Still overpowered. It doesn't matter whether or not the person lives or dies.
Rift Herald
You're right.
coming up
Use
in the bot lane.
cases do not determine whether or not something's overpowered or not. It's just
Oh boy. It's going to be a party in the bot lane. Peach has to use the Wild Growth on himself, and he's put to sleep, as is Jester. Can they get away from this? Not quite. Peach will be the one to fall. Bidet is teleported down, just try to limit the damage, and will walk away, but another advantage accrued by Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, big push in there, big party down there in this bot lane. Slack not even able to get a plate of advantage from his free time. Is at 48 stacks, though.
yeah. Bidet actually able to minimize the damage there, getting a knock up on 2 kind of towards the beginning of that, allowing the rest of his team to, for the most part, escape. But Brandana using that death mark to finish off the kill on Peach there too.
Oh, it says option 12. Apparently I have the wrong screen up
Oops.
here. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, this is rough for Slack right now, because when Zed gets to the point where he can chunk you out without even having to use the ultimate, it just makes you ripe for the killing a lot of the time. Jester in the mid lane. Brandana's just going to wait on his shadow cooldown. Followed by Jester, though. Ignite goes down from Brandana, and he will scare Jester away. I'm not sure. Maybe Jester was afraid that the death mark was available again.
I have no idea why that overlay was wrong. Guess I don't know how to read.
It is an issue that plagues most of us.
A lot
Myself.
of turret damage in this bot lane.
Across the map, it looks like Blitzkrieg was able to get about 5 plates, and I think Northern Storm only 2, and those were off of a Rift Herald. Brandana on a rampage in the mid lane. This Zed is just getting out of control right now. Token is in trouble as well, has to flash away. One more auto, yep, pops the plasma stacks, big ol' damage. The Ezreal goes down again.
Jester almost dies as well in the jungle. Pony gets away once again with very low health.
Yeah, last game we saw Blitzkrieg was kind of taking the game by force through the top half of the map. This time we see the bottom lane getting involved more so than J-Dog here. So it's nice to see their flexibility in the strategy, able to play around their side lanes however they need to.
So, Jeff, is there a way to ban out Brandana? I just, I think that's what inquiring minds want to know.
I don't think so. I mean, we've seen Brandana play not only a variety of champions over his time in the LCUS, but also a variety of positions. And I think that's what makes him so comfortable on something like Corki, which we didn't really see him play. Actually, they're jumping onto Jester OG just 1 second. Nice call to Forge God. Bidet might save his jungler for now, but I just don't know if they have the damage. They do get Pistol Crab down. That's a nice shutdown. Big Ezreal ultimate from Token actually puts down a ton of damage. Great Event Horizon, and this could be what Northern Storm needs. They get some gold back, and overall it's a 3-for-1.
Yeah, Slackosaurus able to pick up the kill there on Smokey the Bear to finish up that fight. Double kill over to Bidet. So nice to see a little bit of gold going into Slack's pocket after getting brutally bullied by Brandana here in the mid lane.
Oh, speaking of bullied by Brandana, Token feels bad to be an 80 carry against a 4-0 Zed. Make it 5-0 now, along with a 50 CS advantage over his lane counterpart.
We kind of saw in that that fight in the jungle just now, one of what Northern Storm's strengths would be. They seem to be very well in very close quarters because you have things like that Event Horizon, which is very hard to get around. You've got the knockups, the Forge God, Ezreal ults even. So if they can take a lot of fights in this jungle, which obviously is not the easiest thing to do, maybe they'll have a slightly better chance of getting back into this game. It's just a question of having the vision to know when those fights can occur. But we'll have to see what happens. Mountain Drake is starting up now. Once again, it looks like Blitz will just be unopposed getting it. Maybe an Ezreal steal? You can do a Token, I believe in you.
They had vision for a moment, so he knows where it is. They don't get it though, and Jester actually jumped in and will die for the attempt as well. I do think that was the right choice by Jester. I think you have to try. You can't let him stack up to 3 for free again.
Interesting. We'll see if Peach manages to survive here. Great jump in there by Tilted Pig.
Oh, doesn't quite have the damage though.
Very
Swirl
close.
Seed? Nope. Brandana's in a cage. Looks just fine.
Well timed run out there. And Bidet's here, but half health. You can't fight a Zed at half health like this.
Smokey's relatively low, and Slackosaurus does have ultimate available, but won't find an opportunity.
Meanwhile, we have J-Dog taking on Rift Herald by himself while all this pressure is happening in the red side jungle of Northern Storm.
To go back a couple minutes though to what you were saying, or what you were asking about Brandana's champion pool, you know, I think the reason that he is so capable on things like Corki and such a variety of things is because of the variety of positions that he plays. He's played an 80 carry for, I think, a couple splits. He's mained 80 carry, so, you know, someone like Corki is very, very natural. It's a very easy transition for him. So it's tricky. It's tough to ban him out. And even if you did, you know, you'd be letting everybody else on Blitzkrieg have whatever they wanted.
Yeah, which is rough, and it's one of those reasons why some teams really do excel is when you have players that have those massive champion pools, and it's a question of how comfortable do you want them to be versus how comfortable do you want everyone else to be. And it keeps LCUS players up at night, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Bidet could be in trouble here. Might get solo killed. Oh, J-Dog flashes in for the last auto. Call the Forge God will go unanswered. Tilted Pig could be in trouble as Jester OG and Token are looking to gang up on this Kaisa. I don't think that he really has any way out. Not sure that the heal was really the right choice because I don't think you're getting out of this no matter what. Nice killer instinct, but again, just not enough to get away from a pony with red buff.
And Slack does manage to kill the Jax. So
Good job.
two very nice kills for Northern Storm there. But now we've got a 5-0 Zed coming to eat everyone alive.
Yeah, unfortunately, that kill in the bot lane, Tilted Pig was able to extend it out just long enough that Jester OG had to pick up the kill. So gold does not go over to Token for that one, so that 600 gold shut down. Unfortunate that it couldn't land in his hands, but you'll love to see the kills coming through anyways.
Yeah, and a fed pony isn't the worst thing in the world. Hecarim has been known to do things.
Yeah, but when you have the Ezreal down 1.5k over his lane opponent, you need him to start getting back and being able to answer on his own.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Do you feel like Blitzkrieg is starting to get a little too aggressive? It seems like they've been caught out a couple times here. Obviously, they're still in control of the game, but you know you don't want to start bleeding away your lead too recklessly.
I don't know if I would say that they're being too aggressive. Maybe there is a slight amount of overconfidence, but I think that they have so much of a lead that it's not actually going to start piling up in any meaningful way until they get their stuff together. We see them all kind of moving as a unit here over to the top side. Because I think once someone kills the Zed and the right person kills the Zed, then they might be in trouble. But until that happens, I think that they're fine doing whatever it is they want to do. But
Mountain Dragon, and it will be Soul Point, is up in 50 seconds. Do you think that Northern Storm can afford to give that up?
I definitely don't think they want to. With it being Mountain Soul and looking at the comp of Blitzkrieg here, I think it's okay if they need to give it up, but it's obviously much better if they can manage to pick up a couple Drakes of their own, if not to get their own Mountain Soul, but to at least stall out Elder.
yeah, stalling Elder, I think, is key here. Last game, they were not helped out by Elder coming as quick as it was, and we do see them actually making a strong move towards it. Bidet does have teleport available, and Peach is coming as fast as the little speedy animation can carry him, but Jester takes a lot of damage and has to ult out.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Brandana didn't actually pull the trigger on the death mark there. If you can get a free pick on the enemy jungler, that would be huge here. But instead, he's setting up. Actually, just wasted his E, so his combo won't have its full potential for a couple seconds here. Smokey the Bear is trapped in the pit and may go down for free. Yeah, once again, this Swain just not quite beefy enough. J-Dog is in a really good flank position, though. They do see him. He does walk off a reward. Teleport into the pit by Sexy Bidet. This is going to be a huge moment for Northern Storm if they want to get back in this game. Brandana has to flash away, but he does pick up the enemy jungler. There's that pick. That is crucial. The Drake resets, though, so Blitzkrieg, they don't quite have it low enough yet. Big jump in, though, on the backside. What a trigger pull by Blitzkrieg. It looked like the fight was stalling out for a moment, but they turn it right around. Brandana's totally fine. Triple kill for Tilted Pig, and that will be the soul.
This is what happened when Zed first came out. It's kind of like watching a Gen 1 Zed game is kind of what we're seeing here. No one has an answer to him. No one can lock him down effectively. Every time they think they've got an angle on him, he just creates a clone and warps to it, or anything else that Zeds do. And it's frustrating for Northern Storm, I'm sure.
Yeah, the biggest problem for Northern Storm here is they only really have one point-click CC machine for that Zed, which is just a polymorph from Peach. And that's not enough to reliably deal with him, which is very problematic for them. But what I didn't like by Northern Storm there is there was a time before Dragon was up, as it was in the last, 15-30 seconds prior to spawning, where Tilted Pig and J-Dog were in the top half of the map. So was Bidet, but you still have a 4v3, and they could have really engaged a potential fight there. And that's right when Jester had to he stepped forward, found Pistol Crab, and had to ult out because his team just wasn't with him. But they really had opportunity there that I think they could have capitalized on. Bidet in a lot of trouble in the top lane here, and J-Dog is going to just be bullying him, taking him down under tower.
Yeah.
Slack Source able to show up and claim that kill.
That was a very
nice.
Go ahead.
It was a nice flash by J-Dog to avoid the call to Forge God there, but again, that's one of those situations where I don't really think it was necessary. Peach could be in trouble here. Oh, look at that by Brandana. Got one low, then ulted the other, but they all actually do get away, so no kill there. Jester OG going back in, but Tilted Pig is really, really strong after that last fight. Uses the summoner heal, and they do kite away from the pony successfully. Token has to flash as well.
And that was
really
good. Go ahead.
Really good timing on the wild growth by Princess Peach there to stop the initial engagement of Brandana Sword there.
But that was what I was going to say was the problem with Princess Peach being the go-to one-click shutdown against some of these characters. Sure, you polymorph the Zed, but then you've got a 7-1 Kaisa to deal with as well. It's one of those situations where you've got an 11k gold lead, and there's too many people and not enough answers unless everyone wants to run headfirst into Vygar's CC. Which would be nice of them.
It would be really nice of them. It's on the flip side, it is a lot easier to hit the Kaisa with more of your less like point-click CC that Bidet has and Jester has. But still, absolutely agree. You've got two major threats, and you don't have a lot of like concrete answers to deal with them, and it's very problematic for the lead that Blitzkrieg has garnered so far. Picking up they have the Mountain Soul. They just picked up Baron, and this is another very troublesome game for Northern Storm to try to make their way back in.
Oh, whiff on the ultimate from Bidet there. Brandana just going in a direction he didn't expect. Yeah, that Baron take was really, really clever because with Kaisa and Jax, you kill objectives so quickly. And then Pistol Crab, I'm not sure if he did it on purpose, but he almost probably baited them into a false sense of security by showing himself down on the bottom side. They probably just assumed there's no way they're doing Baron if their jungler's bot, but easy take for Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, I have to wonder about Pistol Crab down in the bot lane. Not why he was there, but why they didn't try harder to kill him. I mean, obviously, he's very mobile, very tricksy, got some good disables. We do see those disables happening in the bot lane right now.
Yeah, Slack has to pop the stopwatch. Pistol Crab will finish him off afterward. Brandana could go down here. He's relatively low, and they do get that shutdown. Goes over to Jester OG, so that's the second big shutdown. Going over to the Pony. We'll see what happens now. Jester actually taken really, really low. I think he underestimated the rest of the damage from everybody else on the team. Pistol Crab and Smokey Bear completely turning things around. Token is just going to have to run for the hills. Peach trying to stick around enough to help his AD carry get away. Oh, what a great pull from Smokey the Bear at the last moment. Ends up being 4 kills. Bidet is all that's left alive. This may just be game, actually.
We'll see what happens.
Walks on the ends in the top side. It's looking pretty grim for Northern Storm here, but respawn timers might just be short enough on Slack and Jester to potentially make a last stand here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Slack's going to have to stun the entire team. There's too much damage, I think. That's just going to be it.
Yeah, J-Dog even recalled when he didn't need to, so Blitzkrieg controlled aggression, but man, this has been impressive so far.
Yeah, incredibly impressive. Let's see if the score screen overlays are correct. They are. All right. So let's take a look at the damage. I mean, that was a very quick game. Damage a lot more evenly balanced this time. Actually, Liliana doing more than the Zed. All that nice AoE damage coming out to the 4. And wards as well. Alright, very even vision score on the supports. So, before we hop over to the analyst desk for some clips and other things, Jeff, what are your quick thoughts about this game?
I mean, Blitzkrieg just looks so on point today. I mean, they've looked good all split, but today it looks like they found even another level. So Northern Storm, I mean, maybe they'll be grateful that we have an analyst desk, so there's a little bit longer of a break between games because they need to figure something out, and they're running out of time.
And how about you, Soda?
I like some of the things that Northern Storm is trying to do. I just want to see them able to execute on them a little bit better. So obviously there's things I like, things I don't like, but Blitzkrieg looks like they came to play on just a different level, and they're going to be very difficult to take on in this third game.
All right, well, let's hop over to the analyst desk and see if they have further insights and some interesting clips, and we will rejoin you guys at the start of Game 3. All right, analyst desk, I am here. What are your thoughts?
I think there's a whole lot to think about when we look at such an interesting game and the adaptations that Northern Storm made into this Blitzkrieg. Now at a 2-0 advantage, it's on Northern Storm to grab the broom by the handle and look for the reverse sweep. Let's see if we as an analyst desk can break down what needs to be done for this to happen. Now, if I was looking at this game from Blitzkrieg's perspective, I think there were a lot of signs of life from Northern Storm that they just have to respect. I think we have a great clip for that, as well as some others, but I want to get your take on the game, Infinite. You tell me your thoughts.
Well, this obviously this was a much quicker game. Low damage all around. I think that kind of the things that we pointed out early on during the draft, the pick and ban phase, just ended up holding true. They didn't. It just seemed like a weird draft to me. Vygar was a lot of your damage, but you're going up against a mid laner who is playing extremely aggro champs, then pulls out the Zed. So you never had a chance to even stack your Q as Vygar because you were spending so much time on a gray screen. That hurts a lot. But even past that, looking at Blitzkrieg, every single one of them went positive in KDA. Every single one of them had a pretty dominating performance. And I honestly don't know what the trick Northern Storm is or what they need to do, what they need to pull out in order to turn this around.
Well, if we're going to continue to talk about Blitzkrieg dominance, I think a lot of it goes into plays like this clip we're about to show you right here. Chaosix in our chat called it out pretty well. It's the old Fnatic bush. So let's go ahead and see that. We did see them camping in the bush. Pistol Crab lands a great sleep with the Lily ultimate, and kills just get picked up. There's not much you can do from that drowsy state, and this was after an engage in the bot lane where Pistol Crab had pushed in. They attempted a skirmish and weren't successful in picking up kills. So it looked like they backed up, and Northern Storm just walked up. It was a long con. Chaosix, what can you do in situations like this outside of just not play the game? I feel like Northern Storm had to take some proactive steps to move up to that farm. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, what do you do against Fnatic Brush, right? Like, you can't just not walk up to lane and not CS. You're just going to lose the game that way. So it's kind of hard. I don't know. Like, the early game dominance from Blitzkrieg here is just kind of insane. It's going to be really hard for them to stay in this game if they can't, kind of stem the bleeding at the beginning. I think they were down 5k at 15 minutes, which is a little less than 7k they were at in the first game, but like, they just got to stop giving up gold like that wherever they can. If they do have to play a little further back and lose some CS, yes, they'll fall behind, but they'll at least spend more time out on the Rift and can maybe make more plays. Otherwise, I don't know.
And I think there were a few times this game where they definitely showed signs of life. We have a great clip for the fight down in the blue side on top. We saw what looked like a continued aggressive play from Blitzkrieg with J-Dog going in. Bidet picking up that cleanup kill as well, getting a kill on Smokey, meaning that's 3 kills picked up by Northern Storm, only trading Bidet for that. That's probably the best play that we'd seen out of them so far this set. And it shows that they do have some team fight intelligence that just isn't being expressed through the comps they're picking. There were also multiple times during this game where we saw some really very intelligent uses of like the Lulu ultimate into the Zed, where you hold it for the secondary target that Zed would go through, so he's not able to spread that damage out far enough. That was very well played from Peach, and there are lots of moments of brilliance that Northern Storm show. I just don't know if maybe to continue the cliches, they need a brainstorm, not a Northern Storm. They need to come up with some ways to play into this hyper-aggressive squad. And I don't think slow, methodical scaling comps is the answer. I think you pick a lane and you dookie on it. If it's J-Dog, then you go up top, you pitch your tent, and you get in behind. You take away one of the tent poles that hold up this Blitzkrieg team. Do we have any other thoughts? We got one more clip we'll go over. Infinite.
I heavily agree with some of the things that you just said. That J-Dog's going to play aggressive, especially when he starts doing well. His aggression level tends to just get higher and higher in games. We've seen that all split. So it's pretty safe to bank on this game. He feels confident going into this third match. He's going to play aggressive. Set up that camp. Do something about that. At the same time, stop picking these things like the Vygar. Like, you're going against a team, it sounds like a broken record right now, but you're going against a team that consistently shows that early game aggression, and you're not winning by picking these safe late game options. So maybe just try and meet them. And that's the weird thing, is they keep doing it in certain roles. Like the Hecarim was a good pick for that early game aggression. Hecarim is one of the best gankers early game and enables lanes to get that lead. So build a team around that. Don't do this like weird mix and match kind of thing.
Yeah, it feels like there's some poor decision making in the late phases of pick ban. So I think there are some opportunities for this to be some wins for Northern Storm. You talked about J Dog's aggression. I mean, the guy's getting by the skin of his teeth on most of these engages. He goes in, um, uh, he goes out very bold. To not use any strong metaphors that aren't PG, he's just bold the entire time, and Northern Storm really aren't doing anything about it. So we can see. The last clip we will go through is the Soul Point fight for Blitzkrieg, and I think that sadly this is a more of a prophetic show for what we can expect Game 3 without changes in pick bans. Let's go ahead and go through the clip. We did see Brandanosaur going through the bot side, trying to pick up those early kills. He kills the jungler. We saw a TP coming from Sexy Bidet into the pit to try and stop this Soul Point fight. The global collapse, near global collapse of this Blitzkrieg squad, picking up additional kills. They see Slack in the bush, are able to pick up that kill, and it costs them nothing. That was an ace at the cost of nothing, and they pick up the Soul Point. There's a team fight mentality that this Northern Storm squad has that is just too strong, and I think you need to pick. If I was coaching this Northern Storm squad, my first call would be solid global picks. If you're playing on the weak side in the mid lane into Brandana, forget lane and phase, baby. Let's go somewhere else. Get your Lissandra, get your TF, get your Galio, get out of lane and pressure somewhere else. Well, folks, I think there's a lot that we can look forward to in a potential reverse sweep from Northern Storm. We all know these players are capable of it, and I'm excited to throw it back to our caster desk so we can go into an epic Game 3.
And we certainly hope to do so. Thanks once again to the analyst desk, and we will be taking a very quick break and going into Game 3, hoping for Northern Storm to breathe some life into this series, or maybe Blitzkrieg will just get us a quick win. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.